start करते हैं. Okay, good morning students. Today our topic is about plant acclimatization. Acclimatization, actually in the last class we have studied about introduction, how we do plant introduction, how we do plant domestication. Now today in this topic we will be studying about plant acclimatization. This means that when a plant or a genotype, in the plant breeding term we use genotype as a term for variety. So whenever a particular genotype or a group of genotypes, they are brought from one environment where it is grown in the wild form or in its natural state, when we bring the genotype from its natural state to a particular environment which is new for that genotype. So how that particular genotype adapt to that environment is known as acclimatization. Okay, now we will move on to the next slides. Okay, this I will just revise you that what we have studied in domestication, so that it will be easy for you to understand what is acclimatization. Domestication is that all the cultivated plants, we all know they have originated from their wild forms. Okay, all the cultivated forms which are present now with us, they have originated from the wild forms, from their wild forms. So the process of domestication started when man started superior plants for use. So when the man actually started doing agriculture for fulfilling its own need like food, shelter, medicine, other aesthetic values, so then the domestication started. The domestication, if we see the definition, it is the process of bringing wild species under human management. Okay, so this definition explains that what is domestication. When the humans started cultivating the crops for their own use, for their own day to day use, day by day use, thereby bringing their wild crops under human management, so it is called as domestication. Or we can say it is also the taming or the training of the plants to suit the human needs and putting them under cultivation. So whatever our needs was there, according to that the humans started cultivating the plants. So in another way we can say that after domestication the plants propagation dependent on humans. Okay, so after domestication the propagation of plants, it started depending on humans, because the humans have started cultivating them. Now we will go into the main topic, that what is acclimatization. If we go, if I have already told you that what is exactly the meaning in simple words. So if we see the definition, it is the adaptation or the adjustment of an individual plant or or a population of plants. We can say it can be a single plant or it can be a population or a group of genotypes or the plants under the changed climate for a number of generations. Okay, so if we are growing a particular plant from its natural form to the new environment area, okay, and we are growing it under a number of generations, we are growing for a number of generations over a long period of time. So whatever the changes, whatever the phenotypic changes and whatever the genotypic changes that happens in that plants, and if the plant responds well to the new environment, that is called as plant acclimatization. Okay, again I will read the definition for you. It is the adaptation or the adjustment. Here you see the word adjustment of an individual plant, or it can be a population of plants under the climate change. Okay, under the changed climate or the changed environment for a number of generations. Okay, so these three things you have to remember, that the adjustment of the plant, and the second thing is changed environment. Okay, it will be a new environment, and if it is grown over a number of generations, over a long period of time. Okay, so this is called as acclimatization. We can also say that it is a sort of natural selection that is occurring. Okay, so it is a sort of natural selection operating into the introduced plant, okay, operating into the introduced plant material. Acclimatization follows the introduction, and both processes go side by side. Okay, acclimatization is followed by introduction. Okay, first introduction happens, and then first we will introduce a plant, and then we will go for the, then we will see the acclimatization process. So these processes, they go side by side, we can say. Okay, so this much I think it is understood. Then we another definition, if we want to go into the detail of it, then we can say that acclimatization is the process in which an individual organism adjusts to a change in its environment. Okay, so here we are talking about plants or the population of plants, but acclimatization is a word which can be used for other organisms also, even for the humans, also we can do. Suppose for example, if a particular human or a person is going to a higher altitudes. Okay, so because in higher altitudes there is oxygen deficiency. So if a person starts living over a long period of time on a higher altitude, then his body acclimatized to that environment. Okay, and then the body adjusts according to the environment, and then the person is able to live there, and his body is able to adjust under the low altitude condition, under the low oxygen levels. Okay, so likewise same the thing happens with the humans also and with the other organisms also. So here we are using the term individual organism. Okay, so whenever there is a change in the environment, such as change in the altitude, or is there is a change in the temperature, or if there is a change in humidity level or the relative humidity, or the photoperiod, like like the temperature conditions or the light conditions, we can say photoperiod conditions, or the pH. So any change which happens, and if an individual is able to adjust to that environment, then it is called as acclimatization, allowing it to maintain performance across a range of environmental conditions. Okay, so whatever the changes happens, if a organism is able to adjust to the change in the environment, then that process is called as acclimatization. And that change can be change in altitude, temperature, humidity, photoperiod, or pH. Okay, now again, now we will see some of the points which are related to the particular topic, acclimatization. First is genetic variability must be present in the introduced material for acclimatization to occur. So what is the major requirement for for an acclimatization to occur is there should be a genetic variability present in the introduced material. So whatever the material here, it refers to the population of plant, or it can be a particular plant. Okay, so the whatever the plant which is introduced should have particular amount of genetic variability in it. That is, the plants should differ from each other. Okay, there should be some genetic variability among all the plants. All the plants should not be of the same genetic constitution. Then second point is, due to better genetic recombination, cross pollinated species, they have better acclimatization capacity than self pollinated crops. So if we compare self pollinated crops and cross pollinated crops, then the acclimatization capacity of cross pollinated crops is more than that of the self pollinated crops, because we know that the cross pollinated crops, they are genetically, the genetic variation which is present in the cross pollinated crop is more as compared to the self pollinated crops. So the cross pollinated crops are better acclimatized to as compared to the self pollinated crops. So these points should be remembered. Then third point is, annual crop has better acclimatization capacity than the perennial crop. Okay, so whatever the annual crops are there, that they are taken once in a year, they have better capacity of acclimatization compared to the perennial crops which are taken multiple times over the year. In each generation would produce new gene recombination, because in annuals, what happens in annuals, each generation would produce new gene recombinations every year. Fourth point is, if the period of acclimatization is very long. Okay, if the period of adaptation or the adjustment is very long, suppose, then the mutation also plays an important role. Okay, mutation is what? It is a sudden heritable change that happens in the environment, that happens suddenly. So mutation also plays an important role in the process of acclimatization. Here, acclimatization process can be two types. It can be a biochemical, or it can be a physiological. Physiological means whatever the changes we see in the physiology of the plant, and biochemical means whatever the changes that takes place inside the at the enzyme level, at the biochemical level inside the plants. Or the anatomical means whatever the anatomy of the plant occurring within the life cycle. So these changes that can occur over a period of time, that means over a particular life cycle of an individual organism. Okay, and that results from the exposure to naturally occurring environmental challenge. So whatever the environmental changes also happening outside, because we are bringing a plant from its naturally cultivated form or the area to an altogether new environment. So there will be a lot of changes in the plant, either at the anatomical level or the physiological level or at the biochemical level. Here we will see some of the examples of acclimatization. I have already told you one of the example where when the humans, if they go to the higher altitude, suppose. So the example is humans who migrate permanently to a higher altitude, the persons who migrate permanently to the higher altitudes or the higher altitude levels, or we can say to the mountains, naturally acclimatize to the new environment. So after a particular period of time, those persons, they have their natural capacity, the body naturally acclimatize or adjust to that low oxygen levels, because as we go up in the higher altitudes, oxygen levels reduces. So the body, after a particular period of time, its body adjusts, okay, to the new environment by developing an increase in the number of the red blood cells, okay, by increase in the number of red blood cells to increase the oxygen carrying capacity, because mainly RBCs or the red blood cells, they are responsible for carrying the oxygen in the blood. Okay, so what the body do to acclimatize to that low altitude, the body produces more amount of red blood cells. So more amount of red blood cells will be there, so the oxygen carrying capacity of RBCs or the in the blood will increase. So in order, what is happening here, the body is adjusting to the new environment. In order to compensate for the lower levels of oxygen in the air, the body produces more amount of, the body starts producing more amount of red blood cells, because the red blood cells are responsible for carrying the oxygen in the blood. Okay, now if we see, now we have seen the example of humans, because acclimatization is a process which can happen in the humans as well as in the plants and other type of organisms, whenever the certain change in the environment takes place. Now the second example is that of plants. Many plants like maple trees or the tomatoes, if we take the example of tomatoes and maple trees, they can survive freezing temperatures. Okay, the tomatoes, they are grown, as you all know, the tomatoes can be grown even in the higher altitudes as well as in the low altitudes also. They are grown almost every year, almost everywhere, because they are consumed over whole year you can see in the market that tomatoes are available. So if you, even in the freezing temperatures also, the tomatoes can be grown. So many plants such as maple trees, tomatoes, they can survive the freezing temperatures if the temperature gradually drops lower and lower each night over a period of days or weeks. So if the temperature slowly drops, that means over a period of week or over a period of days. Okay, so if it is dropped suddenly, if the temperature drops suddenly, then it might lead to the damage to the tomato crop. But if the temperature slowly reduces, then the plant slowly adjusts, because there is lot of biochemical or the anatomical and physiological changes that happens inside the plant, and in other way it is trying to acclimatize to that new environment. So the plants and the other organisms, they have inherent capability to adjust to the new environment. Okay, so this much I think you have understood. Thank you. We'll go into the discussion part. Thank you.